So hello and welcome to AI Talkers. Today, as you already know that we have started a complete session, like a complete syllabus for data science and artificial intelligence on our channel, right? And currently we are studying Power BI, but we have decided to also cover SQL. So parallelly, we will also be uploading videos for the SQL, right? So after covering Power BI, SQL, we will move to the Python, right? And Python, and parallelly we will also be studying statistics because I want to cover the syllabus as soon as possible. Because if I do it in a sequence, like first I do Power BI, then Python, then statistics, then SQL, so it is gonna take too much of time. So that is why I have decided that I will cover two subjects parallelly. So currently we are studying Power BI, right? So I have also decided to start lectures on SQL as well. So today in this video we are actually going to have a complete roadmap about the SQL, like what are we going to study and how many lectures we are going to have. So we are going to talk all about that, and basically we're also going to discuss the syllabus that we are going to cover, right? So like first let's understand MySQL MySQL workflow. This video might be the lengthy because we are going to talk about complete overview and complete syllabus that we are going to cover. So first, what we actually going to see, we are going to see install and set up, right? So this is first we are going to talk about in the videos where we will install MySQL Workbench, where uh, we will do coding, right? So and after that, after doing this part, we would move towards we would move towards core SQL. Like what do you mean by core SQL? Like we will study, select, and where we will study these kinds of commands in SQL, right? And after this, we are going to study about joins and aggregations, and then combine tables, right? Right? And thereafter we are going to study about schema design. Like we will understand what is schema design, okay? Schema design, where we will understand key, normalize, okay? And then we will understand some advanced SQL, where we are going to talk about views and procedures. We're going to talk about these sort of things, right? And after that we are going to have real world project. See, I always have said and I always have emphasized that we're going to focus on project as much as possible. So we are going to have real world projects, right? Real world projects where we are going to build and optimize the project, okay? So basically we are going to study five types of commands in case of MySQL. So five types of commands. First, would you very well understand that first is what? First is DDL. DDL, which we call it as data definition language, right? Where we have commands like create. Don't look at the spelling right now because we are not here to study spelling, okay? So might be possible that there would be a lot of spelling mistakes, so you don't have to notice that, you don't have to look at that, right? And we're going to study about alter, drop, and truncate, then rename structure, like defining structure. We are going to talk about these sort of things. Okay, and after that we are going to talk about DML, which stand for data manipulation language, where we study commands like insert, right, insert, update, delete, delete, right? So we are going to study these sort of commands in case of DML. Now if talking about DQL, again this is very important. It stands for data query language, where we're going to study about commands like select. Okay, and with select we are going to study about where joins, group by, right? And after that we're going to talk about DCL, DCL, DCL. So DCL, that means, what do you mean by DCL? Do you understand? Data, it's a data control language, a data control language. Okay, where we are going to study about commands like grant. What is a grant? We will study about this. I mean, and after that, what is a revoke? Okay, and basically, see, we can actually talk about this right now as well, but since I don't want this lecture to be too long and I want everything to cover in a sequence, so that is why I'm just giving you overview that what are we going to cover. And after this we are also going to talk about in what videos, what syllabus we are going to cover. So we are also going to talk about that. And after this, we are going to talk about uh, prog ram programmability. Okay, what are we going to cover? So we're going to cover things like views. Okay, and followed by that, see, there is one more sections to cover here. I mean, I know this is the toughest part. We always tend to ignore this, but I think I should mention it right here. So in TCL, which stands for transaction control language, we will study about commit, and then we are going to study about rollback. Okay, and after this we will study about acid properties in TCL. Like, what is acid properties? We are going to study about that, right? So what we were talking about? We were talking about programmability. So what are we going to study in programmability? So we're going to talk about view. We're going to talk about stored procedures. What are procedures? We will make different kinds of procedures, right? And after that we're going to talk about functions, and what are triggers. We're going to talk about these sort of things, automation in this section, right? Like, how do we automate? What is automation? What is trigger? What is view? What is the procedures, right? So we're going to talk all about them in the later videos, right? And after that we are actually going to build a project where we will have three data sets. We're going to have customer data and orders data, and then we're going to have a products data. So we will basically have three kinds of data sets that are related to each other. Okay, and we will do project based on these data sets. Okay, so now let's talk about what are we gonna cover in 30 days. Okay, so basically this is going to be syllabus for 30 days. So let's first shortly talk about each model, then we're gonna deeply talk about each of the models. Okay, there, there's a mosquito right now. Yeah, it's like it's biting too much. And okay, so in the first model, Margarita. So basically in the first module, what are we going to talk about? So basically in the first module we're going to talk about uh, in the first models we're going to talk about basically it's going to be foundation. Okay, foundations and DDL. It is always the beginning part of any MySQL courses, right? So basically here we will have video 1 to 6. So in videos 1 to 6, we will cover foundation and DDL, like data definition language, where in video 1 we are going to talk about introduction, right, and roadmap. Basically, this is the video one that we are recording right now. So we are having introductions, we are having roadmap, right? And in second video, we are going to talk about MySQL Server, and Server plus Workbench. Plus, we will also see installation here, right? And in the third video, in the third video, we are going to talk about in the third video we are going to talk about DDL, where we are going to create database, like we are going to create database, create table, and after that data types. Okay, and then in the fourth video we are going to talk about DDL, where we will see commands like alter table, right? And in alter table we will add, modify, and drop columns. So we will perform this sort of a task in case of alter table in video 4, right? And in video 5 we are again going to perform, like we are again going to learn DDL, where we are going to perform operations like drop, truncate, okay, and then rename. So we are going to study this in video 5. Now let's talk about video 6. So basically in video 6 we are going to study constraints. Now what are constraints? So when I talk about constraints, so basically we talk about primary key, right? Whether a column is a primary key or not, and whether a column should be null or not null, okay, or whether the column should be whether the column should have unique values or not, right? So basically, there are some different kinds of constraints that we apply to the columns, so that we are going to talk about in the video 6, right? So basically, this is the module 1. Now, what are we going to study in module 2? Let's talk about that. So basically, in module 2, we are going to study about DML, right? So we are going to study about DML and DQL basics, where this will take around 7, like from 7 to 12 videos. We will cover module 2, where we are going to study about data manipulation language and data query language. So what actually comes under DML and what comes under DQL, we already have seen above, right? So basically, let's see what are we going to study in video number 7. So basically here we are openly going to talk about insert, what is the insert, and then we are going to insert single data, then multiple data, like multiple rows, right? Multiple rows. And after that, in videos 8 again we are going to talk about DML, but here we are going to talk about update command mainly, okay? And then in video 9 we are going to talk about DML, where we will learn about delete command, okay, right? And talking about video number 10. So in video number 10 we are going to study DQL, which stands for direct query language, where we're going to study about commands like select, where, and comparison operators like select, okay, and then comparison operators, and then where. So we are going to study about these sort of commands in case of DQL in videos number 10. And in videos number 11 we are again going to study DQL, where we are going to talk about order by, right? And after that we are going to talk about limit, then distinct. So we're going to talk about this. And then in videos number 12 we are going to talk about DQL, but here we are going to talk about logical operators like what is and, what is or, what is not in and what is between. So we are going to talk about them and how do we use them in the SQL queries. So we are going to learn about that, okay? So now let's talk about module 3, that what are we going to learn in module 3. So basically in module 3, okay, so in module 3 we will learn about function, right? Or sometimes there is some problem in this. We're going to learn about function and grouping. grouping, which will go from video 13 to video number 17, right? So in video number 13 we are going to talk about a DQL, where we will learn some string functions like a concat functions. These are very famous function. Then substring functions, right? And after that trim functions. There would be some other functions as well that we may learn in upcoming videos. And after that, talking about the video number 14. So in video number 14 we are again going to learn about DQL, but here we are going to learn about functions of date and numeric functions, right? And then we have the video number 15 where we are going to talk about DQL, but here we will specifically talk about aggregate functions, right? Aggregate functions, that means functions like count, average, sum. So we are going to talk about these sort of functions in videos number 15, and after that we will have the video number 16 where we are again going to talk about DQL only, and we'll be discussing about commands like group by, how do we use them, and having, like, and what is the difference between group by and having, and when do we use them. Okay, so we are going to learn about that, and after that in video number 17 we will be learning about, in video number 17 we will be learning about foreign key. Again, very important video, I mean very important video start foreign key. And after that, how do we create relationship? Okay, we will learn about that. So this is what we are going to cover till the video number 17. Now let's talk about module 4, that what are we going to learn in module number 4. Okay, so I would like to take some time because this is really hot here, so I want to turn my fan on. So I hope this doesn't disturb you. Okay, so it is just going to take some time. I'm just Biram Hawaii. All right, so I'm back again. So let's talk about module number 4. Okay, module number module number 4. Okay, so module module number 4. So basically in module number 4 we are going to study about joins and subqueries, where it will go from video number 18 to 22, right? So what are we going to cover? We are going to talk about this. See, my agenda is not just to understand the concept, right? Ask you some deeper questions. So you can analyze the answer and you can improve the interview and get the job very easily. Because I have built a lot of and Power BI as well. Based on my experience, I will be telling that which part is wrong, so that you don't get stuck anywhere in any of your interview, right? Alright, so now let's talk about module number 5. So after that we will be moving towards module number 5, where we will be covering concepts like DCL and DCL, right? We already have seen what DCL, 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 like a data control language. Yeah, it's a data control. Not exactly, but it should be a data control language. I think it should be like a data control language. Okay, but again, that's not the issue. Like whatever DCL means, that is not the issue. Whether it's data control language or it is something else, that is not the issue really. Now what's matter is, let's talk about the syllabus. Most probably DCL means data control language, as far as I can remember. Okay, so let's talk about module number 5. So we were talking about module number 5, where we are going to talk about deeply about DCL and TCL, like data control language and transaction control language. We are going to talk about these further. Okay, the first module of the starting of this semester, we are going to talk about DCL, data control language, where we are considering part specifically I'm talking about, yes, we will talk about where we will learn about roll number and then rank. There are different types of rank as well. In the rank, there are different types of rank. We'll talk about all kinds of things. After that, in different ways, we talk like project consultant. Finally, we will be dealing with a project where we will capstone project. We will basically be performing DBN, okay, plus DML and plus DQL plus DCL plus TCL. So here in the last capstone project, we will be trying to cover all the concepts here, like whatever we have studied or till the end of this SQL course. We will be trying to revise all of them to one or two projects. So basically, you don't have to worry about the projects. Right now, I'm saying that I will be doing one or two projects, but the truth is that for every course, whether it's SQL or Power BI, I will almost be doing 5 to 6 projects for each of the course. Whether I talk about Power BI, there I will be doing 5 to 6 projects, and for SQL I will be doing 5 to 6 projects. If not in the Python, 5 6 projects, machine learning 5 6 projects. So in the end, you might have around 30 to 35 projects that is going to accumulate, and you're at least going to land up with a job. See, a lot of people say that they have not job in the data science, so that is not actually true. There are too much job in the data science, right? But there is actually one thing that nobody knows. See, initially for the first 3 to 4 months, you are gonna face some problem getting the job. Okay, after you learn for 3 to 4 months, you're gonna face a lot of rejections. But in from every rejection, let's say that in just one month you got one interview, two interviews, you got rejected. So you have to carefully analyze that why you were rejected, what was your weakness, then you have to work on that. But make sure from 7 to 8, like after giving 7 to 8 interviews, you will be selected.